our 3 friends that will be watching this.
Yes.
This is In-Laws and Crime. We're just doing a bio episode for the first episode because we wanted to tell everybody a little bit about ourselves and how we came to
What inspired us.
this. Yes,
Mhm,
all the good things. So, welcome to episode number 1
Yes.
of In-Laws and Crime.
Yes. And this is Megan.
And this is Ashley.
And we're sister-in-laws. So let me tell you a little bit about how I got involved in true crime. So I've always had an interest in true crime, but I have found serial killers to be fascinating, as horrible as that sounds to like verbally admit.
Yes.
But
I feel like it's more common.
yeah,
than we
right.
think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so, because it's wild to think about like how they got started and their method and their thought process, or a complete lack thereof, even. So always had a fascination with that. And then, of course, during COVID, when we all took a deep dive, a deep dive into documentaries and podcasts about true crime.
Yeah.
And then, but probably my real like inspiration into true crime would be our father-in-law, Steve. And he was Tyler PD, and he has always told Megan and I stories about high-speed chases or SWAT adventures, routine traffic stops, stakeouts, and we could literally go on forever listening to his stories. And so they're always so wild and fun to listen to. And fun fact, he was going to set Megan and I up on a ride along. He threatened for years to put us on a ride along, and it
wasn't really a threat.
Yeah.
For more than
Oh yeah, we were ready to go. And but it never happened. Which low key I'm okay with, because I don't know that you can ever say that a traffic stop is routine. So that would be a question for Steve. As we know, by the just blow up of internet, people be crazy.
People. Very
Yeah, and I'm okay to not experience that firsthand if I don't have to. So, but with that said, thank you to all of our men and women that protect our communities every day and that are willing to deal with the routine or non-routine. And, working on keeping us all safe. So that's kind of how I got started and interested in true crime. Yeah.
Well, me, my dad, Gary, who will be another little pop-in character every once in a while. He was a highway patrolman for years, I think 78 to 84 or something like that. And then he was a private investigator.
Which is so cool. I can't wait to hear like PI stories.
He is an array. He did many things.
Yeah.
The mayor of the town lived a while. So
it's crazy.
A lot of different things. But he told me all kinds of wild and crazy stories. But I didn't think I really appreciated it until maybe 2015 or 16 is when I kind of stumbled upon true crime podcasting. And Morbid, shout out, and My Favorite Murder, shout out.
Love
is that really drew me in. But I've always been like a morbid kind of person, I guess. I've always been really fascinated with like death and crime when it comes from the victim side and the perpetrators, and why they do what they do and why their brains function the way they function
or don't function.
And killers in particularly have always really baffled me. And so anyway, so that's kind of how I came to be in on the true crime world. And our husbands are brothers. And then we came together, and then Steve was telling all these stories, and then me and Ashley were just right there.
Yes. Yeah. And couldn't get enough.
Yeah. And we would just, any family function, which tell you a little about where we're at.
Yes.
The family lake house,
Mhm.
and this very little kitchen table that you're sitting on, friend, um, is the kitchen table that we host, and this is the family lake house
Yes.
we use for all the family functions and everything. And so when we're ever doing anything, usually we're sitting here and Steve is telling us all of his wild and crazy stories, and me and actually just him.
Yes.
And I'm sure it annoys the other family members, but oh well. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at.
And those stories, happen, like she said, right here in this room. And the podcasting idea has been tossed around between us for years, honestly.
Yes.
So, well, let me give you a little background with Steve. So Steve, before he was Tyler PD, he was in the Marine Corps for 4 years, and then there was a small gap between where he did other things, and then he got on with Tyler PD in 1986, and he was there until 2017. And for 16 of those years that he was on, he was assistant chief of police over the patrol and investigative divisions. So that's where a lot of these stories come from. And Megan and I have discussed that one of our goals for this is the stories that Steve has told us is to do like a real deep dive to bring you the true stories of what really happened in East Texas, things that didn't get a lot of attention.
Like no coverage.
Right. Like no,
maybe like a KLTV
right
article here and there. But when we started hearing these stories, we would kind of look them up just because of our curiosity.
Mhm.
And you could find hardly anything.
Yes.
No podcasts on it. Most of them, no documentaries, no nothing, here and there. But yeah, or cases that were such a big deal, but they were in such a small town. I think now they just faded so quickly that nobody even talks about them.
Yeah. So we're excited we've been deep diving. Megan has really dove into the deep end on her first episode. So bringing you accurate information and detailed information and as close to the truth of what actually happened as possible. Because in one of the ones that I'm looking at, I actually came across a podcast. It was only 15 minutes long, but it was about something that happened here in the East Texas area. And having known the story and I don't think he worked it, but he was over the division that did work it. He was telling us the story, and it was nothing like the podcast I listened to.
Yeah.
And that was so frustrating. And I was like, so even what was out there was inaccurate.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I I want to bring this up too. So not everything that Megan and I want to talk about is super serious. We want to have Steve eventually on while we figure out the podcasting thing. We want to have
crossed that Steve finally
that we can get him on. He's so great at telling stories. He thinks that he's not, but
he's a really good.
And saying that, Steve can tell us a story that either has us bent over in laughter or our jaws on the floor, because not everything with police is negative or sad or awful. So Steve has a ton of really hilarious stories, and then again, also the ones that break your heart or have your jaw on the floor. So we just want to bring all of that to you guys.
I'll pay attention to East Texas, and then maybe as we grow out in further Texas areas. But yeah, definitely East Texas is our realm that we kind of want to start out.
It's our jumping point.
Yes. But come along with us,
please.
It's going to be a wild ride. I think we've already picked out our first 6 cases that we're going to cover. And we've already kind of been our first episode. It's going to be a shorter one. Spoiler, it's going to be on Chris McEwen.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Who was a little. Mm-hmm. And, so we're going to be covering his first official podcast. So we're going to be covering him, and then we've got plenty of other ones that are coming up. Like Ashley said, I've already read a whole damn book on the one I'm going to cover, and we're going to kick it off like that. So the first one, Chris McEwen, it'll be me and Ashley kind of telling you the story, but then we're going to alternate. So I'll do a case, and then the next next episode, she'll do a case. So that's kind of how we're going to do it. But we've already taken a big deep dive. Ashley's already made friends with the records lab.
Oh, yeah.
What is that? Smith?
Yeah, Smith County. Oh, yeah, court records. Yeah.
And
Yeah. Shout out to Elizabeth.
so she's so excited for us.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
shout out.
Yeah.
But so we're so hard, like Ashley said, to bring you all the facts and keep it as light as we can.
Yeah.
I find laughter and comedic relief in stories like this to be the only way you can tell it, just because it is so awful. And I think having those little things sprinkled into our stories is gonna help, because dang, people are crazy. And but it's fun to get these stories out. They're just happening right there in these days. We all live, so
Yeah.
yeah.
So if you stumble upon us, like, subscribe, share, all the things.
Share.
Yes.
Like
In-laws in crime.
In-laws in crime. It will
Yes.
really help us, for real. But on top of that too, if you know a story, or if you have been a part of a crime that is just a crazy tale, or a case that maybe you know about that doesn't get any coverage, or it's just kind of something that people talk about, we have an email, and it's inlawsincrime@gmail.com.
Yeah.
And y'all can email us, and we would love to hear all the recommendations on cases, stories, all of that good stuff. And maybe if we get bigger, we'll do like little mini episodes where we can just tell little short stories of just crazy tales that maybe y'all have experienced and you want to share.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah, I think we're good.
But yeah, so here we go. Like, subscribe, like we said,
Mm-hmm.
and
Stay tuned.
Yes.
And your head on a swivel.
That's gonna